Hi, I'm Danielle of Oak Moon Tarot, and today I want to talk to you about Nine of Wands. Oh, Nine of Wands. I'm going to tell you a little story. So I tried to make this video on Nine of Wands yesterday, and I tried like 6 or 7 times over and over, stopping and starting the camera, getting more and more frustrated. It was a massive amount of effort. I felt very depleted by the end of the day. I had to step back, concede that it wasn't going to happen right then, start again today. It's a very Nine of Wands experience. This is a card of sustained effort. We're putting like a lot of ourselves into some, project. And sometimes we're having some trouble. Sometimes we know there's like a long road ahead. We can be very weary in this card, but we also have a lot of determination. The Golden Dawn folks called this card the Lord of Great Strength. So there's kind of an implication here that you have what it takes to get the job done, to make it to the finish line, right? So whenever Nine of Wands shows up, it's not only reflecting that you have a sustained effort to make or that you have a long road ahead, but also that you can make this journey and that you're strong enough to do it. I have seen this card show up for people who are re-entering the dating scene after a period away. I have seen this card show up for writers who had a really big project and fell into a period of writer's block, and now they're returning to make like that final push in their work. This often has an element of pause in it, right? Like we've done a lot of work and then we have to take that step back before we can make the final push. It's a 9, so it's related to the Hermit. So it has a lot to do with like deliberate, intentional pacing. It often asks us to slow down. And if you look at the narrative arc kind of the Wands, we have the 8 that comes before, which is like a lot of movement, a lot of momentum. The 10 shows someone who's very overburdened, right? So the 9 then becomes this opportunity for us to kind of mediate that energy so that we can avoid burnout. So we get very intentional with the work that we do and with how we plot our course forward. The astrological association for this card is Moon in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is like an explorer, an adventurer, but in this card there's a reflective period, right, relating to that moon. We reflect on our past, on our experiences, and we're going to let that inform our next steps. And, this fella is wounded, right? He's got a bandage over his head. It looks like he's seen a lot. So this can be where we really let our pain and our failures inform our way forward. That can be a big element of this card. It's kind of giving ourselves wise counsel here because we want to get this job done, whatever this is, but we're also on our own. So we know that we have to be really deliberate. All 9s are solitary cards relating to the Hermit, right? It just shows us doing the work that is ours to do. Wild Unknown deck, just to pull out another version of Nine of Wands. This really shows that kind of long road ahead elements of this card. But, there's kind of this light at the end. So that success, again, is kind of implied here. This is the Next World Tarot, which I really like this one. The key word that they chose here is resilience. This whole deck takes place in a post-apocalyptic landscape, right? So resilience here, and with this person playing a guitar, I really just feel like that is really indicative of the resilience of the creative spirit, and Wands have so much to say about our creative fire. And so this just really shows that enduring nature of art and how art can like really see us through a lot of hard times. So I really like this little slant on the Nine of Wands. So I'm going to call this the end of my Nine of Wands road. This was a tough one to make, and I really feel like I was really experiencing that Nine of Wands energy through the entire process. So just to acknowledge that when you're in the energy of Nine of Wands, things are kind of difficult, but you're also like, you got to keep going, and you can do it. And I did it. I've reached the end. Thank you. If you'd like to read more about Nine of Wands, I have written an essay on my Patreon, patreon.com/OakMoonTarot, to just get some more insight on this card and all the other cards that I've written about thus far. And I will see you soon for the next YouTube video as we go through each card in the deck. Thanks. Bye.